Our next inductee had a talent for judging not one, but two sports. They were quite different in nature, but he was skilled and respected for both. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, and grew up a fan of boxing and basketball. He was a skilled athlete who loved playing paddle and handball, and was quite the bowler, actually, once bowling a 296, 11 strikes in a row. After leaving New York, he settled in Miami and began a very successful business career. But it was his work in sports that he enjoyed the most. He first became a boxing judge in March of 1954 when he was assigned to work the fight on Miami Beach between Charlie Norcus and one of our inductees today, Danny Nardico. That was the start of a 55-year career that would span nearly 300 professional fights, including dozens of world title fights in many countries. Among the boxers who appeared on his scorecard, Kid Gavilan, Joey Giardello, Michael Spinks, and Shane Mosley. He also served as a judge on fights featuring 9 members of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame: Danny Nardico, Chico Vijar, Yama Bahama, Gomi O'Brennan, Willie Pastrano, Luis Rodriguez, Freddie Pendleton, Roberto Duran, and Muhammad Ali. He even took time to judge amateur fights broadcast in the early days on television in Miami. He probably would have judged more boxing, but he spent a number of years judging his other sport, tennis. He served as an umpire for his first pro tennis match in 1948 and continued all the way till 2006. His tennis judging took him to the US Open, Wimbledon, even the Maccabi Games in Israel. He is so respected, he was one of the few Americans elected to the British Professional Tennis Umpires Association. In 1989, he was inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame of Miami-Dade County. He not only enjoyed judging sporting events, but attending them as well. He was one of the first season ticket holders for the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Heat. He was also so respected by boxing organizations like the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF, he continued to work fights all the way till the end. In fact, he was waiting for airline tickets to judge a fight in Colombia when he suddenly passed away in October of 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the 2012 Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, the late Judge Stu Winston. Once again accepting on his behalf, Butch Flansburg.
Stu Winston's family came last night, but the mother is very, very ill, and they had to leave today, so we gave them their plaque. But we congratulate Stu. I knew him 35 years. We loved him, and welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Our next inductee was instrumental in helping to usher in the era of excellence seen in South Florida during what was referred to as the golden age of boxing. He was born in Union City, New Jersey. His early years were a struggle, to put it mildly. One day when he was 12 or 13, he came home from school and learned, along with his other siblings, that his parents simply packed up and left, abandoning their children. How many would have been devastated and turned to crime as a result? Not this young man. He was determined to do better than that. To survive, he sold newspapers, shoveled driveways, whatever it took. Some years later, after many twists and turns, he came to Florida. He brought with him a love for boxing and a determination to make that sport flourish. He started a boxing program in the Miami area and began to recruit fighters from all over. He started soon promoting shows outdoors in the 1940s and also the 1950s. He rented Armory Arena for his shows, then put on bigger shows, renting the Miami Civic Center. Finally, he would open Causeway Arena on the grounds where the offices of the Miami Herald currently are located. Speaking of the Herald, he also shared his wealth of boxing knowledge with area fans by writing a regular column for the newspaper. He helped the careers of countless fighters in that era, even recruiting young fighters from Cuba and giving them the chance to pursue their dreams. Male boxing fans will always be indebted to this gentleman. You see, he was the first boxing promoter to introduce the practice of using round card girls at shows. Is it any wonder he was so successful? He was a devoted family man and would have been so proud of the service of his grandson, United States Army Specialist Jeffrey White, who is currently serving in the Mideast and will be returning home later this year. He passed away in 1989, leaving an indelible mark on the sport he so loved. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame class of 2012, promoter David White. Here to accept on behalf of his father, please welcome Jeffrey White.
I'd like to thank you all very much for having me here today to represent this for my father. I know he'd be very proud to be among the greatest people that are in here this year that are being inducted. I want to especially thank Bob and Steve Canton for coming out, helping me research this and getting this together. My son actually had the first dollar my dad earned at the Causeway Arena. I had it enclosed in some plastic, and I gave it to him as a passing on gift. And he made some emails and some phone calls while he was enlisted in the military and being active. And they researched some things and found my dad belonged here with the rest of these gentlemen that are being inducted. And I'm just so proud to say thank you very much for the memories in the future to come, and for my grandchildren, who I believe will enjoy this thoroughly too, as well as all of you. God bless you and thank you and good luck.